We have is house rule. He will explain. Kalau ada apa-apa, tolong bertanya ya. Gunakan 2 hari ini untuk kita memahami HIRARC dekat tempat kerja kita. Alright, thank you. Over to you, Mr. Chen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In case of emergency, where should we gather? I just want to reassess. Just now we have someone to talk about. In case of emergency, where should we gather? Assembly area, where is it?
Ground floor, outside, main entrance.
Okay. My message is very important. When there is a safety briefing, a full attention must be there because our safety depends on our preparedness, our readiness. Is that correct? So very important. So thank you. Should I call you PMG? Yeah. Okay. In case of emergency, we stop the class. We will go by the staircase at the lobby. The assembly area, according to the guide, is just outside the hotel. We will be safe. All right? So for the next 2 days, your safety will be under our care. Prem is here. I'm here. So that you are safe while you are away from work. It's important to us. So you are not feeling well or want to leave the class, let us know. Because we do care for your safety and health while you are here. All right? So far okay? And perhaps you may be asking, who is the guy? Who are we sitting down here today? Over here. First and foremost, I want to thank PMG, Nurfarm, especially, for inviting us to conduct this HIRARC, Khusus HIRARC, yeah? And we are NGO. Then probably your question will ask, why NGO is doing all these things, yeah? Our NGO is called Pertubuhan Ikatan Community Selamat. This cause, khusus ini, is sponsored by Perkeso or Sokso in English. A rep will come later on and she probably has something to share with us. Our chairman is Tan Sri Lilamtai. Anyone know him? Kenal dia tak? Kenal, Suhakam, okay. He sit in many boards. He wear many hats. In fact, today, sometimes he will come for our class. And it's a lot of classes in BBCC. If he is around without fear, he will join the class to do some sharing of his wisdom. But today, he could not make it. The reason, as highlighted PMG, today is a safety and what a mental health actually day. And he is, I do not know which area, together with Elise, conducting some safety forum. He is one of the panel, okay, on mental. All right. So I apologize for him not able to make it for this session. Otherwise, he will drop by and say hello to all of you. Our mission is to promote awareness and educate community. When I say community, it includes all the SME, people like you. So we have been very busy lately because the OSHA law change mandate all workplace with 5 employees and above must have an OSS coordinator, yeah? Must ada the requirement. So we are busy conducting a lot of training so that safety awareness been raised among all the players, including SME and the community. All right. So that I think our final mission is safety become part of us. Not only at work, not limited di tempat kerja, tapi at home also. So I hope the next 2 days, whatever you have learned, you actually can take it back home. Okay? About this safety training, we are very glad PMG asked us to conduct HIRARC. You know what is HIRARC? HIRARC. Okay. Never mind. It's okay. After we have a pre-assessment later, after this introduction, at one point we will do pre-assessment about your knowledge. It's okay as a start, but our final aim is at the end of the 2 days, you gain more knowledge compared when you first step into the class, all right? I remember many years ago when I just started my career, I used to come for training and safety training and leadership training. I sit down with my boss, seeking his direction. What should I do during the class? He parted with me this message: make your presence felt. What do we call in Bahasa Malaysia? Make your presence felt. Someone can translate into Bahasa Malaysia, PMG?
Perlu pastikan kehadiran anda dirasai, keperluan anda, kehadiran anda dekat tempat kerja.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Cikgu. Okay. For any training to make any difference, it is important for you to come into the class to make your presence being felt. Not quietly come in, at the end of 2 days or 3 days, quietly walk out, knowing nobody, especially public class, you do not know each other. I know you come from the same company, you already know each other, but most of the time when you are at work, you are busy at your work, but here is a time to interact. Make your presence felt. And the other thing is speak up, contribute. That means you ask questions. People say, oh, the other day I came for the class, I remember we not asked the question. Because of his question, I learned something. Isn't that wonderful? Or because of Fazli, tanya satu soalan, wow, because of that, I dapat satu idea. So it's wonderful. It's not about the trainer, not about PMG, but it's about all of you. Because sometimes our job is to draw your knowledge out from the class. Because you know better than us. I visited your company maybe about 3 weeks ago. I've forgotten PMG. I'm sure, guarantee, you know better in and out than me and than Prem. Correct, Prem? Yeah, we just have a day, put on the vest, walk around. So you are the subject knowledge individual. So you know better than us. Okay? I know all of you, your company is very reputable. I have Googled your company, Nurfarm. Pretty good. I was talking to PMG. You export a lot of your goods, even to Japan. Even Japan look upon Malaysia. And it's import Klang. So we should be taking pride about that. We are capable. Yeah, we are capable. But most of you every day come to work to do your best. I'm sure. Correct, PMG? Is that a correct statement? Every one of you, datang kerja, you want to do your best. To do your best for what? Because I want to contribute to the company. I earn a salary. I want to also impress the boss. I want to be safe. That is a part of your attitude to do your best. But let me remind you, why safety training? Because in the learning journey, doing your best is not good enough. Knowing what to do, then do your best. That is a better idea, smarter. Because you're just doing your best, based on your experience, it can be very dangerous. Believe me. If you're doing your best only, you do not know when to stop. When the hazard is in front of you, you're still doing your best, try to overcome the problem because you think physically you are strong. Because last time I have done it before, so I try to do it. And do not know how to call for help because calling people tolong kita, dianggap sebagai I'm not capable. I mean the perception. But safety journey is you be smart, knowing what to do, knowing when to call help, knowing when to shut down and step back and think. That is smart. That is a learning journey. So I want to get this principle correct for any training. Do I have a support all of you? Yes. Knowing what to do is very important. Any comments, Prem? No. All right. All right. When PMG called Prem, he first reached out to Prem to help out to conduct HIRARC. Both of us sit down and discuss about it. We actually want to contribute to our best so that it can be connected to your company. We ask for a site visit. And for this course to be effective, very fundamentally, not just come and teach you how to do risk assessment, but you must know why. What are the reasons we conduct HIRARC? Therefore, OSHA law have a lot of description about why. And therefore, we ask, how far do you know about OSHA law? Probably a little. Some to all of you, PMJ of course, been in the safety, I know he is on top notch. But there's a variations. So therefore today, we will merge these two. Because when you talk about risk assessment, you know why, and the OSHA law will define it. And of course, we will also touch on the topic of causation of accident. What caused an accident to happen? So we will talk about it. Okay? Before we actually come to the HIRARC, do we think we can start HIRARC today or maybe later of the day? Yeah, maybe, yeah. The main reason is fundamentally any company, we want to comply to the law. If you are not complying to the law, your boss in trouble. And not only your boss, I will explain a little bit. You can be in trouble. In the past has always been the boss. Now the law has shifted. You can be in trouble. I will explain to you why. Of course, we want to move away just to comply. We want to do better than that. To shape having a culture of promoting safety and health as part of us. Part of you, part of your DNA. Yeah? Ultimate aim is we have no accident, nobody get hurt. We want to go to work in one piece and go back home in one piece. Just like all of you, don't assume we will forever immune to safety accident. So we have to be mindful all the time. We come to class today, at the end of the day, where do you go? You return home, right? You have children waiting for you. Your husband, your wife is waiting for you. That is important to me. That is important to you, I'm sure. What we will cover, I will put all these things, couple of modules. We will talk about the OSHA law and the causes of accident, because with that ground foundation, then we move in to talk about the HIRARC. What is hazard identifications process? Then we will break out into group later on and allow you to do exercise to gain more understanding about the process of conducting HIRARC. We not have shown me early on when I visit your company HIRARC been done earlier on, which I am quite impressed. But now we want to impart that knowledge to more people, maybe. We're not, yeah. So also the relationship about HIRARC with SOP, yeah. I borrow a picture from your website. Does it look familiar to you? Do you know this is in your website? You are not from your website. PMG, this is not from your website, I say. I borrow it from your website. It's Nurfarm, right? Okay. Typically in any safety forum meetings, we will start with safety moment. Do you know what is safety moment? A story that close to you. Other purpose story related to safety. For the last 1 week, anything to share?
Mungkin you boleh share bila you belajar first aid hari tu yang choking tu boleh safety moment tu kan? Share.
Share lah.
Come on.
Very good.
Hands-on experience.
Waktu buat kenduri dekat rumah saya lah, ada seorang ibu dengan anak dia, baby, menyusukan anak. Lepas tu baby tu kecekik, mak dia pun tak tahu nak buat apa. Ini lepas tu apa yang saya belajar dekat hilang dah amalkan saya try buat dekat rumah lah. Ambil baby tu, tepuk, pusing, tepuk, dia cekik susu. Wow. Sampai muka dia pun seakan-akan biru lah. Lepas tu dah tepuk, dah mula menangis, baby tu dah menangis. Baru suruh mak dia, bapak dia hantar pergi hospital. Itu saja yang boleh saya lakukan lah. Hospital Abiali lah.
So pada masa itu yang waktu you belajar, you digunakan di tempat bukan saja di tempat kerja, tapi di rumah itu.
Ya, betul.
Wow.
Saya guna apa yang saya teringat lah waktu itu. Saya pun panik. Tak semua lah yang saya boleh lakukan, tapi sekadar yang saya ingat, saya pusing, saya tepuk-tepuk lah.
Inilah satu apa kita belajar. Kita mesti membuat ini supaya untuk berjaya. Di bawah kita berjaya. Pada pagi bangun, apa yang buat? Roti. Ada orang ajar you, ada. Dulu bila kecil mak bapak cakap. Lepas tu mandi. Lepas mandi keluar macam mana? Pakai baju lah. Mesti. Datang kerja, semua buat makan semua. Inilah satu kebudayaan. Sebelum sembahyang, apa yang buat? Cuci tangan kaki. Semua yang diajarkan oleh ibu bapa dulu. Tetapi banyak orang yang diajarkan dari segi kesihatan, keselamatan atau dari segi tempat kerja, banyak orang nak lupakan itu je. Ini bukan kerja saya. Dia pandai tai chi tau, bukan tai chi ya. Tempat kerja yang start tai chi, bukan orang kita tak tempat kerja. Banyak orang dia memikirkan, tadi dia cakap, apa pembayaran dia dari kursus inilah, dia menyelamatkan seorang muda. Mungkin dia akan jadi Perdana Menteri Malaysia, tak tahu. Jangan ketawa, tak tahu. Terima kasih. Tuhan akan.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You see the value of learning. You never know at what moment you were able to apply your skill. And I'm very glad you should actually engage, Yaakob, I encourage you. You should give feedback to your trainer. Yeah? Sebab the most fulfilling as a trainer is when they hear a student of them go back and apply what has been taught during the class. That is the most fulfilling. It's not the money that important. So I encourage you, Yakub, tell your story to your trainer, first aid trainer. Huh? Boleh, ya? Okay. All right. Yesterday I was taking Grab. I used to take Grab now because I have a driver. I can claim I have a driver. So I went to Putrajaya for Vision Zero program launching for 2025. A Perkeso and many NGO, about 20, 30 NGO over there. So the Grab driver, I used to talk to them. He said he is already old, want to do anything. Only job for me is Grab. I said, how old are you? 57. 57 is old.
Tua, 57. Tua.
Muda lagi. Many mileage, many horsepower to go. I said, what do you do in the past? Oh, in the past, I used to be a handyman. Aircon boleh, electrical boleh, climbing okay, everything okay. And I don't take care, I do not know what is the break time. As long as the job, I work 2 in the night, I skip my lunch. Every now and then I got hurt. I said, serious guy? No serious. Here, that. What was the worst case you have? 2 minggu hospital. Wow, that is serious. Hospitalized 2 weeks is actually very serious. You never return from the hospital, you know? So I asked why like that. One very important message is sent. If I were to advise the youngster now, take care while you are still able to do your job. Take care of yourself, take care of your friends. When you age, that's where all the problem come. All the screw already loose. Loose is okay. Disengage. The gear disengage. Itulah problem dia. Lucky I think you still can drive. So very painful, right? When you hear a story like that, the message is we must take care of ourselves, our friends, while at work. All right? Why safety is important to you? I think we have talked. Anyone want to share? Why safety is important to you? We're not? Why?
It saves life.
It saves life. Very good. Because my daughter is waiting for me to go back today. My wife is waiting for me. Huh? Family. Yes. Keluarga. That is most important. I don't care about others. Very important, my family. Correct? Unless you are quarrel with your family or your wife. Huh?
Yeah.
Prem, you want to see your wife today?
Ya, betul. Tapi sekarang sudah tua lah. Bini bukan apa. Dulu yang muda-muda lain lah. Sekarang sudah tua-tua, jumpa bini yang okey lah. Jadi kalau saya muka, sudah, still dah lain lah. Pagi-pagi kita bangun lah, kita tengok muka, tengok, oh ada lagi ya.
I used to hear the wife used to complain, Prem never take care of himself. That to me is a love language, correct? Why the wife complain about he never always go to BBC, come back with flu? The fact that she say it is because she care, correct? And by the way, the wife is a doctor. So
Bini doktor, husband doktor burung.
I think it's important. I think perhaps safety first video. I developed this video for a reason. So we show it in many safety forums. Of course, my background comes from oil and gas. I will explain a little bit more. Let's listen to this video. Watch this video. I will elaborate a little bit more my background, because after talking for 15 minutes, you're still thinking, who is this guy? So I think rightfully I should explain a bit as we connect each other as a friends. So you managed to look at the safety first video, but where is the video? Yeah. Yeah. Just a moment, maybe while he some technical problem. Yeah. Sorry.
Later on after we let them introduce themselves, so motivate.
Yeah, yeah. I think while getting the video up, maybe randomly we go around to introduce yourself. Boleh tak? Why safety important? Very quickly, 10 seconds each. Yaakob, yeah. What you do, like what department are you? Yeah, Yaakob, yeah. Yeah, boleh lah.
Saya Kubi Masri dari Jabatan Penyelenggaraan Maintenance Department, sudah bertugas di Nurfarm 29 tahun.
Wow.
Semenjak Masra lebih. Sekarang telah mendirikan rumah tangga, anak 4.
Okay.
Just hold it first. Yeah.
Dan sekarang 4 tahun lagi nak mention lah.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe we just randomly do not need everyone. Razali, yeah.
Betul lagi, saya bahagian production. Saya berhemat di kelas 31 tahun.
Wow, very experienced participant. Miss Low?
I'm Long. I'm working at Nurfarm about 20 years.
Wow. Okay. You're the production manager, right? You pronounce your name as Lau or Lo?
I should be pronounced as Lao, but when registration, I think got some mistake.
Oh, okay.
My
Yeah.
name is actually HRDCRev1, you know.
When they go
When
for
they register, they saw me when I was born, I was so cute, everybody got panic. So they wrote my name from PRAFE.
Yeah.
But I'm liberal, you're right lah.
Yeah, Amelia? You're the maintenance manager, right? Yeah, I know that. Tahu other maintenance look.
Wah, you orang betul-betul lah. The lady production manager, lady maintenance manager.
Berapa tahun?
Sama kerja dengan dia orang.
Huh? 20 years. You see, a lot of experience, man.
Actually, you are the most critical person for HIRARC course, you know.
Yeah.
Maintenance manager, true.
Yeah.
Because maintenance manager dia yang faham semua alat-alat yang digunakan tempat kerja dan bahayanya dan macam mana nak mengurangkan supaya kerja dengan sihat dan selamat.
Sufyan report to you? No. Yaakob report to you. Okay. Sufyan, yeah. Boleh.
Saya teruskan di Malaysia bekerja dekat Nurfarm daripada Masra sampai Nurfarm selama 1 tahun.
Oh, yo. 31 years, 31 tahun.
Semua ini
Saya kerja
hotel ya. Kerja sebagai
store supervisor.
Store supervisor.
hotel supervisor pun paling usaha. Kenapa dia mesti faham apa barang yang dimasuk, barang banyak macam orang ada banyak kimia-kimia yang berbahaya. Macam mana nak masuk, macam mana nak register dia dan hantar dia ke mana, dan dia punya cara-cara untuk menyimpan kimia. Dia ada kelas kimia, semua kelas 1, kelas kimia dia, yang bahaya tak bahaya semua, itu semua yang ada.
Yeah.
So, yang paling usaha ialah store. Bila dia terima barang, bukan sahaja terima barang, bila hantar barang ke production, bila dia hantar mesti betul. Okay, yang faham the planner akan hantar, I want this. Lepas tu, setelah dia dapat balik, hantar pada customer. Yang hantar pada Jepun, yang hantar pada Europe, habislah. Tak boleh silap mana-mana. Yang paling usaha actually business.
Very good, very good. We have all kind of department. What about Linda?
Hi, my name is Linda. I came from Linda. I'm a process engineer.
Okay, process engineer. I think we have a couple of engineers here. Very good. Yeah. All right. I send you to offshore.
Working with Nurfarm 9 years only.
9 years. But it's still a long time, right? 9 years experience. What about Miss Chu?
The QA manager. I've been farm for 29 years.
Heard that?
What?
29.
QA manager. QA manager.
Quality.
Wow.
So you must make sure that everything is of top notch. Huh? Anybody here got any uniform who's a gossip engineer?
You see, when you talk about quality, safety standard is very important, right? I'm sure. Because you want to make sure the end user of your product is safe to consume or use your products. That is very important. It's your branding, it's your reputations. So I stop here. Later we will interact a bit more. But I would like to play this video so that, but hold it. Oh. He's very good to play it. I ask you to pay attention, and I will ask you at the end of this 3 minutes video, what did you learn from this video? So pay very close attention. There's a strong message about the video that I have developed and compiled. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Let's start from the beginning. Huh?
Yeah. Start here.
Okay. Before that, we have Mr. Wan from KSO.
Yes.
Mr. Wan, huh? Please give a warm welcome.
It's truly Matani government today is wearing batik, you know. Yeah, batik Thursday there. One, pelanggan minyak. Tempat kerja saya once upon a time. Take note ya, take note. Okay, back to the slide. So, all right. What's the takeaway from this short video? What resonates with you the most?
Safety is priority.
Safety is a priority. Thank you, Vinod. Yeah, the safety department have started first. Okay. now the rest, yeah. Budaya, yeah. Okay, budaya kerja selamat, yeah. Okay, what else? What other key things that mentioned?
Safety mula daripada saya.
Huh?
Safety start from me.
Start with me, safety. Don't say he, there, do. It's yourself. Start with you. You want to teach our children safety, start with you. Start with the dad and mom. Believe me, they model you. All right? I actually mentioned that, you know, safety is about doing the right thing when nobody is watching.
A good example of him. He did the first step when nobody is watching. Nobody is watching him doing it, you know. No boss, no press, no nothing.
Yeah.
But spontaneously he did it. That is a good example of
Yeah.
Mr. Chin.
Yes, of course, Yakub. Well done. You see, I always remind ourselves, when you are doing a good job, so under supervision, when your boss is around, no big deal to me. Correct? Because under supervision. But the key fact about safety especially is doing the right thing when your boss are not around, nobody around. Will you do the things right? Will you still continue to follow the procedure? That is your test. Whether safety have actually get into your DNA or not. All right, that's important. So basically back to the slide, the original slide, not this. This is a module 1. So any other things you take it from there? I say you make safe choices, right? That's actually written in my book. Make safe choice. Very important. Safety is about choices you make. Because a lot of time you have to decide, especially decision makers, maintenance manager, when problem come to you, Amelia, you have to make a decision. Is that decision based on how fast I can buy the equipment or machine online, or you factor in safety as your key consideration? That will depend on your choices, So put on a slide mode, please. All right. I think briefly I talk about, I work in the offshore, South China Sea. I used to joke around many years ago when the oil and gas just started in Malaysia. In 1980, early 1980, I was almost a pioneer working in Pelantar Minyak. The reason I joined this company was this advertisement will say, work 7 days, kerja 7 hari, rehat 7 hari, tapi dapat setahun punya gaji. You want to work or not? Work in Nurfarm, kerja 7 hari, rehat 7 hari. 7 hari rehat, bos tak ganggu you. Boleh ya? Setahun punya gaji. Similar like that lah, similar like that. So that attracted my attention. Number 2, pergi kerja dengan helikopter. I datang dari Semenyih, kampung Semenyih. Emak saya biasa introduce myself. My son go to work by helicopter. First thing, he will tell all his friends because he take pride, but he does not know how dangerous the sun work in offshore oil. It can explode anytime. That one he does not know. Okay. So that is 2 reasons I joined. Yeah. Very fortunate after working many years, probably about 20 years offshore. I used to be a person in charge of the Pelantar Minyak, just like captain of the ship. Yeah, it seems like you are the OIM operation offshore installation manager of offshore for 17 years. So fortunately, I was one of the been chosen, been blessed. I was posted overseas in Houston, New Orleans, and US. And then later part, about 7 years in West Africa, a place that people like you don't want to go. But I can tell you that's the best choice I have made. It's the best kept secret. You know, when you are expatriate, you are provided with all the goodies. You know, the bungalow is more beautiful than bungalow in Taman Sara. So I'm just kidding, but it's a job. We have security, we have a compound that belongs to expatriate. Children are given the international school, so it's a good thing. So I'm blessed. But in 2010, I returned to Malaysia to head the Department of People Development and Competency. So I work very closely with Safety Department and HR. So because we talk about people, learning, training have become part of my DNA. All right, so I enjoy. 2019, I retired. Supposed to travel, right? 2019, what happened in 2019? So cannot go anywhere. So what should I do? The only way I can do is to write a book. So I penned a book about safety. All my story are here. And because of that, Tan Sri Lantai called me. Tan Sri Lantai is an advocate of social activists. You used to be a 9-year chairman for what? 27 years? I think so. So he called me, hey Chin, can you help in this NGO as a volunteer? I said, I can, but no pay. Do you want to work like that? That was how we started actually. It's no pay. Even we go meetings and everything, you have to take out your own pocket money, you know, your own wallet. Anyone want to join like that? Yeah, okay. So that is how I started. With this Lilamtai, we work very closely together. And I used to contribute in newspaper, we look at the articles about safety subjects. Yeah. So I want to share this story before I end the introduction module, because it's always ask yourself why you come for this class. Why safety is important to you. Remember I asked that question? Why safety is important. And I tell you why is it important to me. You know, just now I say kita pergi kerja dengan helikopter, right? But barang-barang hantar minyak dengan apa? Supply boat. Orang yang kerja di supply boat biasa foreigner, Indonesian. Once upon a time was Filipino, a lot, but now a lot Indonesians. Yeah. Will they get very high pay? Not actually. Maybe few thousand ringgit a month, but it's a hardship. So when barang hantar dengan boat, yeah, dia hantar dengan container. Many container put on top. Sebab barang-barang all insert into this, then use crane to lift it up. But you know monsoon, monsoon is datang, almost monsoon period. South China Sea, very rough sea. Very rough. I stay there, I know. My platform can swim, you know, can goyang like that. You know, I sleep, you know, I do not know is you know, but it's stable. I trust the engineer. I trust the engineer. Okay. But anyway, on one occasion, 29, I've been 3 years before my retirement, the container moved, and poor guy, this Indonesian guy who worked on the boat, was pinched in between two containers. Yeah, he did not die on the spot. He's still conscious. So our procedure called for helicopter to evacuate him to Kuala Terengganu Hospital. It's 1.5 hours away. We have a very good emergency response plan. So person in charge will call for emergency. We rescue him, clean him up, send it with doctor accompany. So he arrived in Terengganu Hospital. Unfortunately, on day 2, he went into coma. First day is still conscious. But the problem is his wife is in Indonesia. 2 anak perempuan, umur 10, umur 8. The problem is, now you have passport, right? You think it's given, don't take it for granted. There are people who do not have passport. Do you know that? So cannot travel to, immediately very difficult administrative wise. but husband is in the hospital coma, how? So there's a suggestion by somebody, I do not know who. He said, why not we put up a cell phone here, place to the daddy or the husband, let the daughter to sing the father's favorite song. The reason is to, hopefully this song can wake up the daddy, the papa. The song sang, but the father never wake up. So, very difficult as a management. I am part of the party. It was very solemn in ExxonMobil because of this. We relate this story over and over again to send a message. At the end of the day, when something happened to you and I, who suffered the most? It's children without father forever. A wife that without husband forever. It's broken. It's no more the joy that you enjoy and I enjoy today. So remember, everybody goes home safely is important. And for that reason, accident prevention is very important. That's where we come for the HIRARC. And one is sitting behind, and we have been working very closely with Picasso to drive a program called Vision Zero. The fundamental of Vision Zero is accident prevention. So with that, can I invite one?
Before invite one, I just have something to say. Hari-hari di Malaysia, hari-hari 2 atau 3 orang mati tau.
One, after boleh share sikit. Ada, cukup.
Banyak orang yang lumpuh, hilang tangan, hilang kaki.
Ya, bisa sambung.
So, thank you for spending time. Is it very tough, the soalan? Okay? Boleh tahan? Alright. It's okay. It's a pre-test. So at the end, by tomorrow, we hope there's an improvement, not the other way. So the trainer will not confuse you, so I hope. So you keep the paper yourself. Tomorrow, we go through one more time. I want you to mark it, see any difference in terms of your knowledge. Is that a fair request? Keep it to yourself, don't lose it. Okay, now, everybody ready? All right, we thanks Picasso for giving us something about their activities. So that is also related to safety. That's for claims. So there are 3 parties.
We will stop at 1 o'clock for lunch. 1 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. Just in case you are confused, under the Human Resource Ministry, there are 3 important department or ministry also. One is Picasso, and there are other 2. What are they? Do you know? Maybe you already know. Normally you talk about safety, you talk about Picasso. Who else? Lagi mana authority dalam human resource, ya? DOS, okay. Lagi? NIOS, okay. Paham, NIOS, DOS, Picasso. Picasso is when accident happen, you file claims. They take care about the claims. Mainly the primary, but they're also moving to educate people. Okay? Those
Sana.
pelaksanaan, implementation and enforcement. Some people call them policemen. Policemen. But they're also into education. NIOS,
Ngajar.
pengajar. Dia banggi the main campus. Banyak khusus-khusus berkaitan dengan keselamatan. NIOS. They have all over the place. But of course, NGO does not under human resource. We also specialize in safety training, and particularly for Ikatan Community Selamat. Faham? So next time when people ask you, who is DOS, who is Bekeso, who is NIOS, you should be able to speak confidently. Don't confuse people. Okay? Now I'm going to touch on the new law, but the name is still 1994 OSHA Act. Just few months ago, our Human Resource Minister, who is our Human Resource Minister?
SIM.
He will be disappointed other than just one. Stephen Sim, Stephen Sim is our Human Resource Minister, announced June 1st will be the time to enforce this law. I will tell you more about this law. And our chairman, in response, he actually came out in newspaper and said, workers urged to take OSHA Amendment Act seriously. This is no joke. I will tell you why there is no joke. Okay? Tan Sri Lilantai is the chairman of our NGO. And he actually emphasized any money that parked into training like that is an investment. It's an investment. Okay? So far, okay? Actually, this law amendment have been talking about it a few years ago. In 2022, they already debated in Parliament, have been approved, been basically signed by Agong, become law. But it takes 2 years, more than 2 years, for Human Resource Minister to announce, because the announcement have a big impact to the people. Because it takes a lot of courage, plan correct? To make this, because people will complain. I do not know about it, but actually 2 years ago we are already talking about it. So Stephen Sim have the courage, and I want to compliment him for this courage. By June 1st, no negotiation, we're going to enforce it. But at the same time of this amendment enforcement, there is a machinery act called 1967. So those of you, I think PMG for sure you will know, Factory Machinery Act, right? 1967, been repealed. Been repealed is no more. Go to the dustbin. It does not mean all the content go to dustbin. Some of the key points will be extracted and integrated into 1994 Act. Become satu. Dua document, dua act, become one act. Is that a fair comment? Follow, But you may be confused. Some people say this act is called 2022 OSHA law. No. The OSHA law is 1994, it's still forever 1994. But with the amendment in 2022. Enforced in June 1st. I repeat, OSHA 1994 has always been there and will remain to be there, called 1994 OSHA. But it was amended in 2022 and enforced June 1st, 2024. Clear? All right, I go a bit slow a bit. All right. This law have a major change in certain aspect. Let me just give you the flavor first, flavor. Now they're expanding this law to cover all areas of activities, workplace, they call it workplace, except 3 bahagian. What are the 3 bahagian that excluded, exempted from this? Read to me. Tentera Diraja Malaysia. Yeah? Armed force, domestic employment. Macam kita kalau maid, ada maid itu no. Domestic work at household, no. Housewife at home, no. Work on board ship. If the ship is away from Port Klang, on board there is a shipping law to govern, so they are excluded. But they are parked in Port Klang, that's governed by the law. You see that or not? So in other words, this law say any workplace with 5 employees and above. Well, one of the law, one of the many changes, will need an OSS coordinator. So you cover all workplace, including public area like Bandaraya, include police, semua termasuk. Include mama shop. Kalau mama shop, hari ini ada 5 pekerja yang atas, yang mesti ada satu OSS coordinator. Mesti tarang khusus 3 hari qualified. At that point, wow, ada tak? Ya, 5 pekerja. So now it's panicking. Prem and I are very busy every week. Semua, from insurance, from traveling, semua mau datang sebab, I will explain to you the law. If you don't follow it, jangan main-main. Like we may thinking, because when I talk to my friends, they don't believe it. I talked to the mamak shop boss the other day in Kota Kemuning. They laugh at me. You know, the talk is a joke. And churches, mosques, masjid, same. If you have 5 pekerja di masjid atau gereja, mesti attend OSS call. You see the implication or not? Big change. Okay. One other thing like big change is the penalty. Yes, PMG, yeah.
Okay, one question before we go further. Soalan dia, tadi you beritahu Akta 1994, di tempoh hari dia ada beritahu Akta 1648. Boleh tak terangkan sedikit?
Which one?
No, just now you was mentioning OSHA Act 1994. There is a mention about Act 1648.
Yes.
1648.
1648. A1648 is a document, have comprehensively document. That's where the lawyer is going to use. The lawyer is not going to use my presentation slide. A168, which I will share with you, no problem. I will send it to Ms. Lau. Later you can share it on PMG. And it's also called Act 514, yeah, the original. Yeah.
See, what happened was, they have summarized once, they've taken and they put a summary and they've come up with 1648, you know. And that 1648, they have put it into OSHA Act 1994. So the contents of 1648 is taken from FMA, okay, and they have put it into 1994. So 1648 is not, they won't use it for anything unless that is for reference and all that. But or whatever is 1648 is already inside here.
They may not have it in details, you know,
Incorporated into
1648
into OSHA Act 1994. Yeah. Because they've removed FMA 1967, they've taken it away. Because if they don't take it away, then people will start referring to that. So it's going to be too many laws. The contents of that and the contents of whatever others, they put it into the OSHA Act and come out with this stuff. So let's now, for the time being, for the sake of this, let's forget about 1648. Let's forget about all that because those are going to be confusing terms. But just rely on this one, on this book. Maybe say it.
Yes, I think at our level, do not go into too details about the law. That's the law, all this detail is all legal term, and leave it to the judge and the prosecutor. All right, but we will discuss it later. I actually had extracted A1648 and also in the summary form at a level that you and me can understand. Fair? Because we are not judges, we are not lawyer. Okay?
So, teman, orang faham tak apa yang dimaksudkan ya? So, maknanya Akta 1994 tu masih kekal ya?
Masih kekal.
Cuma, Akta Keselamatan Jentera dan Kilang 139 macam saya beritahu sudah dihapuskan. Semua itu sudah diambil dan dimasukkan dalam Akta 1994.
Bukan semua tau. Some of the ada yang important, ada yang banyak yang macam galiannya, macam bowek semua sudah remove tau. Ada yang dimasukkan, ada yang dihapuskan. Pasal apa tau? Our industry sudah expand lah. So yang tak diperlu and not to confuse, simplify and put inside.
Bear that in mind, just now we said 1994 Akta kekal kan, tapi change, upgrade. With these key changes, the scope cover all area kecuali 3 tempat ini. Lagi satu, dia penalty. In case you violate a non-compliance, significantly increase. I will share with you later on. The other one is clarity in accountability. Dulu, biasa you look at the old Akta, it's always talk about employer. The company, when the company will charge, no one is responsible. They pay the fine, no one by name, by position, not clear. So now they use a different term, which I explained to you, they call principle. Bear with me, I will explain a little bit more why now is very clear. If something goes wrong, they know who exactly to charge. All right, so far okay? This is high level. But let me tell you a little bit about the law, the sejarah, because sometimes we do not know where the law come from. In Malaysia in 1960, where we actually just coming up. I born in 1959, just imagine. 1960, Malaysia just picked up a lot of mining, a lot of rubber estate. At that time, our mothers, our parents. But Malaysia is picking up, and at that time, they were worried about safety because a lot of accidents happened. So they formed the law called 1967, FMF, factory, because a lot of factory using machine not up to standard. People get killed, injured. So they formed the law to govern and to promote safety at workplace. Yakub, okay? Okay. And of course, this ILO is International Labour Organization. They take care about you and me at the workplace safety. So they have a big influence in Malaysian law because we used to be governed by British, correct? We follow our law, British law. So we have been influenced by them. In 1994, basically, they formed this OSHA 1994. But I can tell you, 1994 came about. There was a serious incident in India. This Mr. Prem favorite, Bhopal. You know, you see this Bhopal? Okay, India. Do you know what accident was that? Maybe you ask Prem.
In Bhopal, in 1987, 87 around there, see Bhopal, what happened, they put a plant to make, membuat baja. Apa yang orang membuat dia lah untuk menggunakan racun-racun di tempat fertilizer semua. Tapi yang Bhopal dia membuat baja. Okey, untuk meringkaskan cerita ini, orang boleh pergi mendalam sana. Bila dia buat baja, dia pakai satu bahan yang sangat bahaya, ialah potassium ferrocyanide. Ada dengarkan cyanide? Cyanide ialah sesuatu yang kalau you ambil satu sudu teh, Suntik kecil tu kalau you makan aja dalam tempoh 5 minit, you mesti mati. Kalau tak percaya, you balik rumah, you tengok. Sebelum itu, wariskan dunia orang pada saya. Gunakan bahan itu. Tetapi, kalau bahan itu digunakan secara dalam besar, dalam production besar, dia punya efek akan turun. Pada satu hari, kilang itu, dia tak mengikut proactive maintenance. Proactive maintenance membuat maintenance segala sebulan, 2 bulan, 3 bulan, cek mesin semua. Dia tak buat. Dia biarkan aja. So pada hari itu ada tangki A sudah penuh dan yang lebih nak pergi ke tangki B. Tetapi tangki B pun sudah penuh. So mana mahu tak? Dia ada dia panggil satu risiko tangki DC. Dari sana dia akan dia akan ada satu air pump air untuk mengurangkan dia punya efek. Semua tak jalan, semua rosak. Dia masuk ke udara. Bila dia masuk ke udara, ada satu damper yang mesti mengambil dia pun rosak. Dan you go into the air, resulting in 10,000 people dying. 10,000 people dying. Sampai sekarang kes itu jalan. Dia punya majikan lari, tak denda, tak ini. Pasal dia dapat 200-300 ribu orang. Sampai sekarang masuk udara. Selepas dia masuk udara, bahan dia pun bila hujan semua masuk ke tanah dan masuk ke bawah, air dari bawah kena. Sampai sekarang kita ada bopal. Pergilah ke TikTok atau dalam
Google.
You boleh cari bopal. Banyak keadaan Sanabor Rusia pun ada. Nuklear banyak tempat di dunia. Oleh sebab kelemahan majikan. Dan nombor 2 ialah bila sesuatu jadi, tindakan diambil atas majikan. Bukan dia tak ada. Tindakan 50,000 aja dia macam atau 2 tahun penjara. Tetapi dulu punya tindakan, dia cakap 2 tahun penjara, dia tak boleh penjarakan kilang. Macam mana nak penjarakan kilang? Boleh masuk uniform dalam kajang? Tak boleh. So apa dia buat? Bayar denda je. Oleh itu dia sudah tukar undang ni. Dalam undang ini dia cakap director kena. Lepas tu kita akan sidangkan.
Yes, thank you so much. You may feel like Bhopal, India is too far away. But what about Malaysia? Ada ingat tak?
Siapa cakap Sungai Buloh? Siapa cakap Sungai Buloh tadi? Oh.
Yeah, spot on. The story I'm going to tell is about Sungai Buloh punya story lah. But this is not too far away, 1991. Some of you may have just born, at that time. Racun ada Tepawali coming, But there's no racun company in Malaysia anymore. Any illegal one, I do not know lah. But as far as we know, we banned because very likely because a poor member, what I call very bad accident that happened back in 1991. Many people get killed. In fact, they equate this accident almost like a mini Hiroshima in Malaysia. When the explosion happened in Sungai Buloh, they claim that in Kuala Lumpur they can hear the explosions. That impact, many people get killed. But the boss ran away. Was it the Taiwanese or Hongki?
Yeah,
Taiwanese. The boss cabut, take the blame, want to catch him, he's gone already. So who suffer? Not only people that die, also the community around the area. He sent a shock wave to Malaysia. And for that reason, 1991, the parliament is very serious about this. What we're going to do? Apart from the Factory Machinery Act alone is not going to help. So we come out 1994, OSHA 1994. You see that or not? So I want you to remember how this 1994 come about. Must be something trigger it. You don't Buddha go and set one law, right? Must be the pain, the suffering that allow us to do that. Of course, influenced by International Labour Organization. Yeah, ILO. So, the 1994 OSHA Act is the foundation. Yeah, foundation is the blueprint, they call it blueprint. Employer responsibility. In this law, it talks about a lot. In fact, now it's beyond employer. I will talk to you about principle. Tanggung jawab seorang, what they call the owner owner the boss Not this company. I charge a company, a premier hotel, separate jail, no one. It's not clear. Now, OSHA law have been enhanced. Clear guideline. Now, no guesswork. OSHA lay out the rules now. 1994, I set the rules. Those to enforce. See that? No second guess. Third, enforcement power. Meaning, those, not just a suggestion, because a lot of body, you suggest, you set the rules, but there's no teeth, cannot bite. Now, they have the power and authority to issue you summons and can have the authority to charge you in court. If you think I'm joking, you can Google right now, Dodge prosecution. Right now, you will Google it. There will be average 25 cases or 30 cases every month. With the company name, what offense, how much. You do want Nurfarm to be in that list. If Nurfarm in that list is not good for your reputation. Correct? So I say it is serious. But one thing I want to tell you, Malaysia, when I check back and I check, no one had put into Budu jail, or no more Budu jail, sorry, Kajang jail. Okay. No one. And the reason because it is not clear to who to charge, apart from the company, correct? But Singapore, yes. Singapore put the boss director to jail because violation of the law, not taking care of the safety. Now, I tell you it's different. Now they spell out who is responsible. After this, when they charge you, let's say an accident at a company, it's different now. They know who to charge. Then judge may decide to send somebody into jail, and I guess it's coming. You just wait and see my words. Okay? Of course, we ask a lot of why. Why we have all this? The main reason having this law is want the employer to take this seriously, because you and I just a human being. If there's no law, we do what we like. Correct? Traffic rules the same thing. Of course, even with the rules, people still, because it's also come about how effective your enforcement. Correct? In my mind like that, you just talk about it, don't enforce, do not have the political will. Yeah? Memang kalau kita punya, because Malaysia is a very nice guy. Every time, even a compound ticket, tunggu Hari Raya ke Chinese New Year for deduction. You know, rebate, 50% discount. Pun tak mau bayar. So we are too nice. Therefore, when you are too nice in many areas, especially safety, people don't take it seriously because they think even I pay, I can get away from it. Correct? So what? Somebody get killed. How much fine? 20,000. What is 20,000 to Nurfarm? Sub sui. But you will wait and they say you put PMG into jail and say you will send a shock wave. I can tell you. Suddenly everybody wake up. No joke. Don't say put in 2 years jail. Put it in 30 days. You will be painful. Your whole life will be spoiled. It's no joke. You think Najib is enjoying life in the jail? No, no. Despite the best accommodation, I do not know. He's suffering, you know. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay. All right. I want to be very clear about this change. These are the key changes that Prem and I discussed. Employer. What is the employer and employee definition? We have an HR. Who's the HR now? Wow. Okay. What's the definition of employer and employee?
Employer is like the company. Employee is the staff of the.
Okay. Very good. In very simple term, employer means I hire Yaakob, tiap-tiap bulan you punya gaji, overtime berapa, rate semua. This is an employer-employee relationship. Okay, now I know, you know, most companies do this. Any dangerous job, we outsource to people to do it, correct? Same thing at our home. Wall climb ke apa, we engage contractor, correct? The dirty job that you don't want to do, you panggil contractor buat. Yang senang kita buat. Biasa macam inilah. So, in the past, kalau ada accident, ada contractor datang Nurfarm, kerja apa-apa ke, supply ke, sand tanker ke, kalau ada accident, it's your problem, not my problem. Contractor problem, right? So now, boss do not know who to charge. In the past. In the past, I'm talking about past. Contractor mah, I sudah panggil, beli tahu contractor mesti jaga keselamatan tapi dia tak jaga. So you after the contractor bukan I. Now, they say principle. You will see a lot of this term principle in this. Many times. Probably 20 times, 30 times principle come out. You know why? Now, sebab Nurfarm contract out kerja yang berbahaya kepada sesiapa, kalau dia ada accident ya, di tempat kerja Nurfarm, who is responsible? Who is your chief CEO? Apart from PNG? Your boss.
Is responsible for it.
But there will be a person.
Yeah, director.
But there will be a person, for example.
Yeah, director.
No, here in this case, let's say you HR. Alright, HR wants to employ some cleaners. You have cleaners in your workplace? Outsiders, isn't it?
Yes.
You are the one who issues a contract to the cleaner outsider to come into the cleaning and all, isn't it? Now, you have become the principal. You have not become the principal. Anything happens to the workers and all that, they will go up to your boss. Your boss say, I gave it to you. And you have become the principal and you will be responsible for the activities of all the cleaners. If the cleaner die, you will come out.
Dia basically mandikan secara langsung dan tidak langsung.
Yes.
I'll give you an example later. We have case study. If the plant manager, Mr. Lee in Nurfarm, tell Vinod, yeah, I tell you, we have a contractor petang ni datang ke Nurfarm buat satu kerja lah. Can you sit down with him to do HIRARC? Mesti Vinod, and make sure they have all the PPE. Make sure you beri induction. And I want you, Vinod, semasa kerja dijalankan, you mesti supervise. Because I, Mr. Lee, cakap ini dangerous. You mesti supervise. Bagi for that specific job. Let's say I take a scenario. So now Mr. Lee have taken all the due diligence. I want to talk to you and explain, make sure that there's isolate the circuit breaker. Make sure you better do it. So after that, Mr. Lee go for some other thing, meeting in Kuala Lumpur. Suddenly receive telephone call, late afternoon. Somebody killed. Big thing, somebody killed in the job. Boss come. They investigate. So now if I am the DOS officer, I will put all the case. The law said the principal, I will go talk to the CEO, who is this company. I will ask, who is the operation manager, production manager, who are responsible for this job? Then I say, hey, plant manager. Oh, okay. What have you done, Mr. Lee? Oh, they have done all the good things, you know. Now I come to Winod. Oh, Winod. Never do the HIRARC. We thought it's 1 hour job. What HIRARC lah? Do not need to do lah. So you say, nobody, Mr. Lee meeting lah. Cepat. But accident happened. So if I'm the DOS, siapa I charge? Sekarang?
Advisor, safety advisor.
I probably charge Winod, you know. So if I were Winod, I'm smart. I quickly, after Mr. Lee told me, I better see PMG. So we share the responsibility together. I can tell you that. So we go together to jail. Don't go alone.
You also charge your boss because your boss has not followed up with you whether you have followed up also. So they call it a line responsibility.
So I do not want to jump into conclusion who they were in charge. What I'm trying to tell you, now the whole line are responsible depending whether you carry out your job per the job expectation. You see my point or not? Yes.
Kalau Winod dia sudah buat dia punya kerja, tapi moderator yang tak ikut Winod punya
arahan. Mesti ada bukti lah. Mesti ada bukti yang Winod sudah bagi tahu dia semua. Ada barangkali ini betul-betul salah kontraktor, dia akan charge kontraktor. Tetapi kalau Winod sengaja tak buat apa-apa, sekarang sudah pergi tiba balik bikin buku, untuk you, dia bikin buku untuk you, datang open house, dia buat kerja dia.
But I don't want to jump into conclusion.
Soalan dia. Okey, contoh dia tadi Winod nak buat kerja tapi dia tanya kontraktor tu, itu sebab permit to work system ada. Dalam permit to work system sudah dibagi tahu apakah tanggungjawab kontraktor gunakan peralatan lindung diri ini semua di dalam law dah diterangkan, dia nak ikut itu akan disalahkan lah.
Depends lah kalau semua Winod sudah buat semua, dia bagi kontraktor bawa arahan, bawa SOP semua dia buat, tetapi kontraktor itu akan shortcut. Bukan DOS akan charge Winod saja. Bukan DOS charge you punya PhD. DOS akan membuat sesuatu siasatan. Dalam siasatan dia akan cekos macam Mr. bagi tahu semua dokumentasi yang perlu diadakan, SOP lah, HIRARC lah, semua yang perlu diada untuk buat kerja itu mesti ada.
Very good. I like the feedback interaction. That is where you learn. Just now, I think PMG made a statement. We not have done everything, but the contractor did not follow. My question to DOS, if I'm the DOS, I'm wearing DOS, I will ask, despite you telling the contractor everything to follow, done all this, have you make sure? Also, can kena. Have you make sure what you told him they carry out now? Because under your supervision, I told you to be there. You see or not? So I don't want to jump in conclusion. Will be you, will be you, will be you. I do not know. DOS will look at the overall holistic. The only message I want to send is, all can be responsible. Fair? Now the law says principle is all along the line. Boleh faham, eh? Okay, that is the big change. It's clear. I talk about clarity in accountability.
Dulu dia tak ada, dia cakap company aja. So Mr. PMG pergi bayar fine balik rumah, itu je. Sekarang tak ada lagi. Dia akan look for the person responsible lah.
Alright, I just give you a magnitude lah. Magnitude means a flavor lah, not comprehensive because I just extracted part of it. For example, under the law, there are many clauses. Don't think because some people say now the law everything 500,000 from previously 50,000. No. Depending on which clause you violated. So be careful how you explain to people because Jacob Prem and I did not tell you everything increased to 500,000. Yes, in this case, yes. Section 19, failure of employer, self-employed person or principal Now you always add the principal. To uphold its duty under section 15 to 18, all the clauses, the new section, all this, I will tell you like HIRARC is all under this. It will basically increase previously 50,000 to 500,000, 10 times more. So even the judge, you look at the prosecution case in DOS hari ini, ya, kalau you Google sekarang, normally the charge sometimes as low as 1,500, 5,000. What's the 5,000 to Nurfarm? You know, sub. So now the judge, let's say I charge you 30,000. Now, when the law say maximum 500,000, I will charge you 300,000 now, no more 30,000, correct? The scope, the liability become bigger. So the judge will always based on the law. He cannot charge more, up to maximum. Okay? Of course, previously also 2 years jail, they never exercised. I hope they put 20 years, but never. They put 2 years.
The latest one is 100,000 rand under the new law.
Well,
100,000 over?
The recycle company.
No, that's different now. That's under the environment one now.
No, but they charge under the OSHA Act.
For what? They got different law,
different law.
HRDC mengambil tindakan tegas dengan mendabur best alternative recycle technology di bawah pidaan terbaru akta yang bersalah.
New law.
New law, under the new law.
Ayo, they already charged.
100,000. Sebab.
Oh, they will charge lah. Under the new law lah.
Yes,
Under the new law.
Because the thing was committed after June 1st.
Yep.
So fast, So fast.
We actually surprised because we were think it would take a while for them to charge under the new law. But any accident that happen now, after June 1st, will be charged under the new law. Because a lot, the court case, sometimes you won't believe, take 2 years, 3 years,
Takes 2 years, Normally take 2 years,
2 years,
Because I've
banyak, lama, Dulu pun ada, tapi tak pakai.
Dulu kita dah macam dosa ialah satu harimau tak ada gigi.
Okay, that's my words lah. I put in the slide lah. Now have the teeth to bite.
Sekarang gigi sudah tumbuh. Atau dia sudah pakai denture sekarang.
I don't want to go into all this wording because I just want to tell you by one glance from 20 to 200, 10 to 10 is 10 times more. As short as that. That is a message I want to tell.
What I'm trying to tell you very simple. What is for everyone. Lupakan the fine. Forget about the fine. Forget about the jail sentence. So forget. See that what he did is a very good example. Try to make your workplace safe.
Yeah, cool.
They don't do tai chi there. Don't do tai chi. And don't kalau tengok ada apa-apa tumbuhan, walk away. Don't push responsibilities. Work together as a family. Don't think everything is PNC. Don't think everything is safety department. Safety department can only advise. They cannot take you to they cannot force you to do what you have to do it. You have to work together. That's all. That's my sincere advice.
So in the past, DOS have been going around to visit company. When they find something which is not right, they give you a notice, like a warning. So a lot of companies don't follow. After DOS left, everything back to same. So now the law say, I give you a notice, in the past, maximum charge 50,000. Now you don't follow, berapa? 500,000. Wow! You better take it when you receive love letter from DOS. You better take it seriously. I say the love letter, you know what I mean, Because as Prem and I was conducting OSSC training, suddenly his friend called Prem, panicking.
You know.
You tell the story.
I was teaching. Suddenly I got a call from somebody. I don't have OSSC. I don't have this. They've already asked me to do all this. Panicking. And I told him, I'm sorry, I'm busy till the end of the month.
So you say, can I come for the class now? Cannot. Our class is all fully booked. panicking. My message to all of you, I like what PMG does for all of you. Be very looking ahead. Before the things happen, you prepare yourself. Correct? Don't react. This case is not only downstairs, also one guy, a hotel in Bangi, sudah running 10 tahun, tak pernah DOS come. Itu hari just 2 weeks, I said, when you come for the class, DOS lah. Warning. Hey, reactive lah. 10 tahun tak pernah datang. I can tell you in the past how people, DOS normally come to your place under this condition. One, accident happen in your workplace. Serious lah. Dia datang. The other one, dia datang sebab some people don't like Vinod or PMG. He write a secret letter to DOS, complain all this violation. And you see, normally corruption is like that. People write a complaint, they come and say, now I see the difference. Now I see.
Request juga. Boleh.
Request apa?
Baru.
Oh, thank you very much. That is very proactive. Normally people don't like to invite DOS lah. They invite NGO like us lah. So, but before DOS come, we tell you what are your gaps. That's what a Vision Zero program. I come to you, I say, oh, you think it's very good, but now I see gaps, you prepare. I can tell you that is very good. Even DOS come, the credit go to you. Even they don't want to charge you or give you warning, credit is say, you at least take proactive action. See or not? You engage professional to help you. This is very good. If your children proactively correct, improve, father should be very happy, right? Because the journey take a while, not tomorrow semua siap, semua selesai. So notice also kena. Now increase. New power to stop work. Wow. Greater protection for employee. Sekarang, kalau Lei Hong, who is your boss? Miss Lau. If Miss Lau asks you to do something, which in your opinion is very dangerous. In your opinion, I'm saying in your opinion, what should you do now with the new law? In the past. Yes, sir, yes, madam. I will follow. I have no choice because I sudah kerja so much. I want to keep the job because Nurfarm bonus is very good. So I want to continue working. Correct? Just follow. But it's dangerous. No, don't need the procedure. It's just 1 hour job. Just kill it. Do it, finish. But now, who is it? When something like that, you are doing it. So your life is at risk. So under the new law say, you have the right of refusal to do that. Then law say, who tell you that? Prem tell you lah. I'm your boss. If you don't do, watch out. Your dear end appraiser, you wait and see. Can new law, can Mr. Lau, Miss Law do that? In the past have been very frequent. But I don't like you. So in the past, very difficult to raise safety concern due to potential consequence. Because you are worried, you are junior staff. Even the senior staff, because you have another boss. Just follow because I want the promotion. But now, empowered to act and report issue without fear of retaliation. I will explain to you why. This is a significant change in the law to control and they protect you if event that there are disciplinary action because of good things that you have done or your safety at risk, you can report to DOS and your boss will be in trouble. It's under the law they have the power to charge you. You feel better, right? Protected.
You see, all these are in the 1648 actually, you know. All these are the new things which Mr. Chin is telling. It's already the 1648 and they put it into the OSHA, with the OSHA thing, you know. So it's sort of, it takes some time for you to understand. Even till now, I'm still a bit confused, you know, but it takes some time for us to do this one.
Okay.
Actually understand it.
Miss Lau, how much if you mau pergi ah? Maybe the judge don't give 6 bulan lah, maybe 2 bulan lah. You don't want lah, you know, not worth it, right? You get 20,000 a month also not worth it. I mean, even your salary, not worth it. 2 months jail is no joke, you know. Especially when you put on the yellow coverall, what they call uniform, eh? Huh? Not nice. All the pictures. Attendance of occupational safety and health training course. Wow. This is a prime favorite. You know, under the new law, if I were to come to Nurfarm, I can do assessment if I want to, like, if I'm a DOS, but I'm an NGO, I don't do it. I would ask, check, and say, when I see Arnold do this job, I see a lot of unsafe practice behavior that he's carrying, you know. He was trying an error, you know, always. So I asked Anwar, for the last 3 years, pernah pergi safety training tak? Ada tak? Now we're very nervous. So in case he's doing all this, that tell me one thing, I smell something. I will not check with you, I will check with Yaqub. Yaqub said the same thing. I will check with Razali. Oh, everybody say thing. Last 5 years never go for training, but that's why I try to figure out. Last week actually somebody got hurt because we do not know how to do this. Then I smell something as a dog. I say this company does not have a safety training roadmap. It's in the law, say your employee must be trained and competent to do the job they are empowered to do. Do you know that?
But the training before to who should train the people?
I will come to that. You need to engage people like us lah. Very serious. No, there are many training providers that are qualified. I'm not promoting, but I'm saying must be not just anybody, but it must be approved. For example, both of us are approved by TTT, by HRDC. Yeah? Of course, certain courses only Prem can conduct, like OSS coordinator, they're very strict. But there are many training providers been approved, very selected. The reason simple, make sure they control the standard. That's a very good thing Dodge have done. Yeah, not everybody. Not because PMG have worked 20 years experience or 30 years experience, he can become a trainer. No. You cannot do that. For a certified competency course, I'm talking about.
For example,
Yeah.
First aid course, firefighting course,
Working at high, you know, yeah. All those are need to be certified trainer.
Welding, you know, there are a number of courses. Not yet, the government is going to come out with a list. They haven't come out yet. These courses, you must only appoint competent trainers who have been approved by the government. Very soon, HIRARC also next year. HIRARC also next year. Any top degree cannot conduct HIRARC. Only competent, those registered with DOS will be able to conduct HIRARC. See, they are going to look at courses which are dangerous, which require skilled trainers. But awareness and public courses, like for example, you want to do safety awareness, this and that, they move back to this. But they look at competent courses.
But don't take me wrong, it does not mean PMG cannot conduct in-house classes for all you other safety induction, some new things. That is okay. Don't confuse that. Which is good. I would encourage you always have a in-house safety forum, which is encourage. Okay, encourage. Also, not just about one-time training, because I call it any training. After training, if you don't use it, you forget. I call it a competency decay. Therefore, you need refresher. So in your training room, HR people, very important, even under the ESG, if you're an ESG compliant, you know what is that, right? Environment safety, a lot of companies are going for that, especially a company, we should comply to ESG, SDG, you know. Under the social part is a safety. And the social part is a lot about training. Do you have a training roadmap, your safety policy? So make sure you have all these metrics up front. Good for your company, good for the employee welfare, well-being. Captain on the hook, yeah, that's my words, you know. The book do not say it. I translate it in my layman term. Mean captain can be all the person in charge, the head of department, the plant manager, the HSC manager, can be on the hook. Now I spell out, this is not from me. This is from the document. Director, manager, safety officer can be fined or lost their job. Wow. I did not say it. It is actually in the books. So now how they go about this? They use the term principle. All fall under the principle. So basically the law is saying this. Company and their leader need to work together to keep workers safe. But don't be over, because after every course, everybody feels so, what they call, so stressed out, no? Prem, the OSS coordinator, they came for a class, come happily and go back very heavy, you know. Now they go back, my boss sent me, I taught you 3 days holiday in the class because in the BBCC new training room. Good food, but feel very heavy now. You know why? You know, a lot of job to do, but I don't know how to do it, even after the course, because there are so many. What we are saying is, the law actually say, now everybody need to shoulder it together. It's okay. You need to start somewhere. Yeah, begin. Yeah, mula dari sini, at least ada improvement. But jangan don't care. That is dangerous. Yeah. Sikit-sikit jati bukit, right? Ah, okay. But my bahasa Malaysia boleh lah tahan. Have them take action to make happen. This change is a big deal because it put more pressure to company to prioritize worker safety apart from how much money every year we make. Yeah, it's just not dollar and cents. But especially, I'm just thinking, reflecting Nurfarm, you are in the chemical company, pesticide. Your reputation is very important. You know? I can tell you your reputation. In event that you don't safeguard this reputation, one incident can kill your business. Especially oil and gas, same thing. Oil and gas, same thing. They're already company bankrupt because of one major accident. Wipe off, the company no more. Now, I give you some example. As I say, I'm not a lawyer, Prem also, but you're close to be a lawyer lah. But not yet lah. But I give you the extract to give you the flavor. But if you want to look into the detail, look at the book and all this. Now the minister license power. The minister have the power to appoint a licensed person to come to your job. I was reflecting and prep and reflecting. Why this one? Oh, we realize those have how many employees? I do not know.
Maybe about 7,000-8,000.
7,000-8,000, you know, people. Okay, but not enough. You know how many company SME in Malaysia? 1 million. How to go? Even every day you go because you visit your company. Sekurang-kurang visit 1 hari. Mau check, mau interview ka. Betul tak? But how many employee boleh buat ini? How many? Every day you do, at night also cannot finish. So I think they are outsourcing it. Those, which is very true, right? Okay, that's where you come about license people. He can license other company a consortium employing people. When PMG retire, he may employ you. You are qualified to be a licensed inspector, but provided you are qualified lah. But I was told, jokingly, no recording, a lot are retired DOS people. Maybe lah. Because they are experienced, right? They always do audit, right? So now retired, now licensed person can do it. They put in the law now. Because otherwise you don't do it, people will complain, who is this guy? Come to my company.
Some of them need take 5. Is it okay? 5?
Sure. Take 5, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Take 5, go for your cancer break. You know what's cancer break? Cigarette break.
Very good.
Go for any break you want, but please don't break yourself.
Yeah.
Go. Take 5.
You have a very caring boss, you know? Because it's a safety mindset. Yeah. 1 o'clock, I do not know where we might. The third module might be a little bit half only. After this is a prevention, the causation of a that one you take it.
Yeah, very fast.
You take it. You take. I come in between. If we cover half of it, then lunch.
My after lunch, maybe we can finish the law. Maybe.
Yeah, can.
Then after that, the session come back from lunch session.
Yeah.
After 10-20 minutes.
Yeah, leave it.
Then we start HIRARC.
Yeah, okay.
Then we go also HIRARC. By tomorrow morning, we will start on the
Yeah, we have enough time.
workshop. We have enough time.
Yeah, okay. So far, okay. I mean, okay, just. I changed all the wording. The original, I would use the layman term.
I saw.
Yeah.
But you must see, the license people, you must tell them, they will be appointed by DOS to look after boiler.
Yeah. Yeah, base case is a boiler, but maybe
They are
other.
only there for inspection of anything. But when they come to the place for inspection, they have the power of a DOS officer to do other inspections. While they do the inspection.
You can always elaborate it. Yeah. For the sake of my recording, I think we take a 5 minutes break. I'm telling HRDC. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the session now. I see that in the past 2 days or so, I actually enjoyed the class very much because of your input and interaction. Some of you have become friends now. So I enjoy it very much. I'm sure Prem feel the same thing. In the past couple of months, we are very busy, but they are public classes. Most of them come from services. Services means office environment. But almost you are like number 2 or 3, manufacturing. So we enjoy it very much because that's where we come from. Processing, chemical. So it's very close to our heart. So I want to thank all of you because without fail, almost all of you have contributed to this session. I hope you basically gain some value out of these 2 days. It's not a waste of time. All right, you reflect upon this. So, despite this course is HIRARC course, but we introduced the OSHA law. What did I say? Why we introduced the OSHA 1994 here? Because of what? Because before you do the HIRARC, you must understand what drives it. The law says you need to do a HIRARC, correct? That is fundamental. So we know why, then you have the motivation to conduct it, correct? Because anything you do without the why, not sustainable. You thought it's just what doing for somebody tell you to do. But there's a compliance, a need, failing which the consequence is severe, including jail term for the boss, and it can be the principal, I say. The principal can be maybe the manager, no? If you knowingly violate consciously, despite your boss tell you, but you made the wrong call. And if the evidence proves that you have consciously tell people to bypass or not using the standard, you can be in trouble. We don't want to be that. I want to see everyone happily retire eventually. All right? This is the compliance. Fundamentally, all this thing is done for prevention, not damage control. This is not the emergency response. Because you do HIRARC, therefore, if you implement it according to what you have put down, I always emphasize, putting it into paper is one thing, implementing is another thing. The last thing is consistently and regularly validate it. Because being human, sometimes we are forgetful. After a while, you will get tired. And we forget. And we have changes by new people come into operation. And there may be modification. So I will explain a bit this risk assessment, recap why this is important. And we also tell you what causes accident, correct? The module causation of accident. Why? Also related to HIRARC. Fundamentally, accident happen because of two key things. What are the key two things? What caused accident to happen? There are two components of it. Remember? Wow, I like that. Unsafe condition and unsafe act. Which one is more dominant? Unsafe act. Human. Most of the time, it's human. And I also added on and say the reason why have unsafe behavior is because of erosion of standard. You normalize things which is not acceptable become acceptable and become your culture. That is a problem. So remind me when you go back, do you have something like that? Not acceptable in Nurfarm, become acceptable, become a culture. You see that or not? Same thing in our family, Something not acceptable become a standard. So our children all follow. But actually it's not acceptable. All right? So that is kind of things. Risk matrix and exercise, we went through that. When you talk about risk matrix, fundamentally, what are key things you have to remember? When you talk about risk, two components. Likelihood and severity, that become risk. Hazard is just the danger. By itself, we have to respect it. Right? The human factor introduced in become a risk. Okay? And then on that risk matrix, we do HIRARC is because we want to manage that risk by putting on mitigations. Correct? I'm recapping what we have taught here. And when you go through this risk matrix and the process of conducting it, remember the 4 steps. It's always, first of all, do we need to do the job or not? Elimination. When the risk is so high, don't do it. As simple as that. Some people thought taking aeroplane is a high risk, therefore I don't take aeroplane, the risk is no more. There people think like that, They have a phobia of taking aeroplane. I have friends, father, very rich, never take plane because he thought it's a high risk. Bias. But this is a perception. I'm saying taking flight is actually very safe. Safer than driving on the road, actually, by statistic. So now, after these 2 days, I'm not saying you will be fully qualified. I don't want to claim that. But at least you have some fundamental knowledge about risk assessment as a risk assessor. But to be truly a trained person, an assessor, you need more training, more actual exercise. But at least The beauty of having you here, you appreciate the effort by the risk assessor. I'm talking on your behalf. You see or not? It's not easy, you know. Because otherwise your risk assessment is not credible. And people don't believe it. The reason that, you know, if your things is not credible, don't believe it, is useless. Especially when those come to your operation and look at it, this is rubbish. You just click the box. Oh, that's very sad. You say, who teach you all these things? Prem, Chin. Yeah, we were very sad. So remember, do it very consciously with some professionalism. Okay? All right, shall assist the employer, meaning when you go back, you may be called as a member. When the boss say, why not you join? If I will be your boss, I will rotate it, especially related to certain area, if it's a warehouse or maintenance. Make sure people are continuously exposed to risk assessment. You know, don't you keep it, you know, what happens if we not on PMG retire or resign? Then suddenly a vacuum. No good. So at least there are more and more people involved in this exercise. So help your employer. And also number 2, alert any specific precaution to be taken to avoid and reduce. Because you are the one who know the risk because you put in the medical. But who is doing the job? The foreign worker. A lot of times it's like that. So it's not good enough. So when you go back, take this seat and explain to the people who actually carrying out the job. That's your job as a risk assessor. And then when you do this risk assessment, have legal implication. No mind, huh? It become a valid document for verification, especially after accident. A lot of time, people will not look at it, wait until somebody killed on the job. Who conduct this risk assessment? We not. Not only you, Mr. Law also in your team. The recommendation was not provided. Therefore, the people die. Wow, very sad, you know. Become a legal, suddenly become evidence in court, you know. So don't underestimate this document, you know. It may show up one day at the court. I'm not giving you, intimidate you, but it can be. Because this is the risk assessment. Especially when you overlook. So that's the reason why just now I asked that one of the highest risks is about the chemical health risk assessment, correct? Why is it important to document it in the risk HIRARC? Because one day, if there's something that happened related to that operation, they're going to look at your HIRARC. And they say, hey, how come your HIRARC is incomplete? The most critical operation was not addressed in your HIRARC. You see that or not? So HIRARC can become a legal implication if you are not careful. Because, as I say, it always happens when the accident happens, especially the severe one, that becomes the court evidence. Correct, Prem?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course, they look at it. Therefore, very important, don't do it silently. I say, you do not need to shoulder the burden yourself. Always at least do in pair or more. The reason is simple. Legal implication. And make sure it's been approved by the right authority. Because if I were to sign this document, I sign a lot of this document. Every time I sign, my hand becomes shaky, you know. You know why? I have obligations. You know why? Have legal implication, you know. So you have to write who is in the team. So before risk assessment, I always say, who is the right person to lead this team? Do we have a right representation? That's the boss job, you know. So don't mind and simply put who are free, maybe whoever have no job to do risk assessment. That's wrong. I will make sure the most credible and most relevant person involved in this, because it's a serious matter. Because it has legal implications. Therefore, before I approve it as an employer, I want to make sure the composition of the people who does this have the right competence to do this job. Correct? Especially the high risk. And also provide regular update to the employer on the appropriate risk control. It's not only you keep quiet after the mitigations. Must communicate to the right party, including the person in charge, as well as the people, the user who are in the front line. Because you are not the one who do it, execute the job. They are the one who has been exposed. In case something happened, he said, nobody told me. They all kept in the office. Go and check PMG office. Oh, we have been there collecting dust. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's important this can be very visible and the people can speak out. Yes, the last briefing to us on this particular was last month. So good. At least if there's something happen, it could be a mistake or whatever, overload, but at least the process is there. You see the point or not? Don't underestimate the importance of risk assessment have legal implication. I want to emphasize that. And it's a continuous improvement. Prem emphasized this. You know, you feel good now. I'm very good. Nurfarm, safety performance. Exxon, for example, have been very good. But suddenly something bite on you. We always have very good safety performance. Suddenly one day, one people die. Oh, very sad, the whole company. Because no complacency. You must always look out. If there's any changes to your operation, new people come into your operation, whether we need to revisit the risk assessment or not. You see the point? So, overall, Prem have taught about the process, always preparation. You do, you implement, you record, and review. Any one of these broken problem, I want you to look at this. Preparation to conduct, select the right team, conduct it professionally, make sure it's credible. Then you implement, I always add one more to validate. You implement, say, I told them already. Really? Do they understand? Maybe you communicated, Mila, but they don't understand it because you was follow them. I don't know what you are talking about. It can happen like that, you know. So if you are the experienced manager, supervisor, you always, what did I tell you just now, Mila? That is different, right? The way you communicate, I want to validate whether you are listening, even you are listening, whether you understand. I ask you to paraphrase back to me. What did I tell you just now? Wow, that is different. That is the effective communications. Okay? Record. Record is very important because every time it's after an accident, first thing they look at, where's your record? Since when you done it? 5 years ago you did risk assessment? Oh, what happened? 5 years ago, so many changes. Therefore, the review is needed. Okay? All right, preparation, I think I don't want to talk it. Therefore, it's here. You don't simply appoint people. The people who does this risk assessment might be qualified, proper. At least the team leader and the assistant. The rest, maybe a learner is okay. I just want to be part of the team. I start learning. Yeah, always the case. It's a good practice. But there must be somebody is very knowledgeable to take lead. Yes. Correct? Otherwise, this is not credible. You may have done it, but useless. And it can be more dangerous. Especially if risk assessment has been done wrongly and give a false message, and the boss happily sign it without validating. Problem. They are very dangerous, you know. Therefore, we have to be very careful in. And the risk assessor should have an appropriate knowledge possess the skill, have experience. I'm glad a lot of you have 20 years experience, 30 years experience. We not only 10 years.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Not bad, don't underestimate. 2.5 years, you're full time on it, you can be better than 20 years. Correct? So don't feel bad, yeah? Have direct access to the employer in the workplace to be assessed and avoid assessment bias. Just because you have been in the job for 20 years, last time I have done it. That is the problem. And Prem always say, Chin, ego. You know why? Because I have done it before. In fact, in my book, there is one we call, when you make choices, one very high risk is about experience. You know, when I was a person in charge of offshore platform, when my employee, Chin, don't worry, I have done it before. It's a red flag to me. Every time when somebody say they try to please me, Chin, I have done it before. To me, it's a red flag. You know why? My next question has always been, Mr. Chong, you have done it before, very good. I feel very comfortable. But what is something is a similar job? What is something different this round compared to the last time you did it? Then wake him up. Oh, this time we have different worker. The competency is different despite the same job, but composition of the job is different. But this time he said, last time we do it during the daytime, this one night shift. Oh, there's another additional risk. Who said you have done it before is the same? The environment is different, despite the same job. The people composition is different, the experience is different. You see that or not? So this is what we call avoid assessment bias. Because I know it. We have to remind ourselves, Prem and I always remind ourselves, we are not the best. There are other people who are good. We want to listen. Okay? Member, as far as possible, must be relevant. Not everyone who are free can do this job. Wow. That's a problem. There are some bosses say, oh, you have nothing to do. Can you do risk assessment for this one? Because all the others is busy. Cannot. You choose the right composition of people. Yeah? Especially those subject matter experts that lead the team must be credible. I mentioned that. Also, if possible, involve contractor. You don't underestimate what contractors, sometimes they keep quiet. Unless you ask. They actually know a lot. If you don't ask the parent, actually, probably they already know in the past. They don't tell you. Then when you ask, actually they know. But you say, give me more money, I will do it. But last time they already know, maybe they supply to other company already have that long time ago. But they want to get your contract. Hopefully, maybe he thought you always want minimum cost. Therefore, I don't tell you. I'm just assuming, not Nurfarm, yeah? But there are many companies who does it like that. So don't underestimate the wisdom or the knowledge of the contractors. There are many smart contractors. Boundary. I mentioned about maintenance. You do HIRARC. So many need to do. Which one to focus? You must define. If I select the team, the leader, actually, every time we do risk assessment offshore, we don't do risk assessments every day, We do JSA all the time. Every day, 20, 30 risk job safety analysis before I sign the permit. Because it's part of parcel. We don't do risk assessments because we already historically have that unless there's a change. Yeah? But when we do risk assessments, normally we have a charter. You know what's charter? Meaning, I identify who are the team leader, scope, or are there timeline, review, very clear in oil and gas. So don't just put it and then don't know when it's going to complete, and come back with the rubbish. I'm just joking. So define the boundary. Otherwise, you're all over the place. You do not know which one to focus. Okay, identify process and location, where exactly you want to do the risk assessment. Don't over ambitious lah. You don't want to be solving the world hunger lah. And do one step at a time. Not too big. You are not building a car, right? You know, you do a risk assessment of building a car. Where to start risk assessment? You know, so you need to be breaking down to the process that you are focusing on. No, not too small. You know, do a risk assessment of screwing the nut. You know, look bigger than that lah. So define. If you talk about loading, unloading, just now I like it. You know, you have an unloading very focused. Is it a mixing, the chemical feeling? Oh, very good. Then you break down the process. This is the best practice that you are doing. I'm very impressed, and Prem probably impressed. Don't do maintenance RA for Nurfarm. Where to start? I also do not know where to start. Is that your picture? Okay. No. I have your picture. I have a picture. You must gather the relevant information. What are the relevant information? I think PMG, I thank you. First thing first, you bring your process flow chart. At least some of us can understand what does it mean. Your layout, where you want to do. And what have you done currently, the risk assessment? Some of you brought in those knowledge. So we need to look at the record, the MSDS. Those are the good reformation. The past chemical hazard risk assessment record. Those are, you do not need to reinvent the wheel. But you need to gather all this information to conduct a proper risk assessment. There are many more here, I'm not going by. Even training record, no? Because you say provide training. Hey, have you done in the past? What have you done? Maybe. What maybe? Where's the record? So you gather all this. Don't assume. Of course, I think Prem will mention, you have to have all this risk assessment is tying back to job safety analysis and SOP, Prem. Yeah. I cover it right now. Yeah. They are interrelated because a lot of you have recommended SOP. SOP means procedure. Control, right? Some of you say SOP, right? SOP, most of the time, is an outcome from a risk assessment. Why SOP? Because you want to address the hazard and risk, correct? Otherwise, why do you want a SOP? Might as well donate. So, people always say, in Exxon, we always tell the young workforce, procedure is written in blood. Procedure is written in blood. What do you call in Bahasa Malaysia? Someone?
Procedure ditulis dengan darah.
Why? Procedure ditulis dengan darah, right? Sebab people got killed in the past. Therefore, I put a procedure for that reason. So that no more people being killed. You see that or not? That's written in blood. So I always want to emphasize is related job safety analysis toolbox meetings. And that comes to the ending of this session. Any questions? If I don't mind, I give them a bonus about smell the roses because they are going to Redang. I just touched my heart. I want to share with you this story because while you are traveling, you can reflect, you can sleep. But I want you to think about this story so that you are not so boring. You know. All your bag already packed? Not yet. Your wife never packed for you. Your snorkel, I don't know, Laguna provide those, or you can rent. I think you can rent the snorkel.
Please don't scare the sharks and all that. Please don't poison the sharks and this one all that.
I will clean it. Okay. I want to end this with this story. Anyone know this guy? Frank Roy, right? Anyone heard about him? You like the bungalow? That was my dream house, but I built a small bungalow. I cannot afford this. Okay, he's a renowned architect and become a leadership. I like to read article or watch YouTube related to leadership. That's my passion, especially safety. He actually shared this story in his one of the leadership forum. I listened to this. He said when he was young, about 10 years old, uncle of him brought him for outing, go to Pulau Redang. No lah. He go to a mountain top, climb the mountain in America. It was a winter time, so they started the trip. So they spent an hour or two before the uncle reached the mountain top. But when they reached, when his uncle reached the mountain top, he looked back. Where is this boy, Frank? Missing. So eventually, Frank catch up with the uncle after many hours. So the uncle very angry. Supposed to be a nice trip to Redang, but now the boss, the uncle is very angry because he was there waiting for the nephew to come on top to enjoy the scenery up there. He said, boy, come here. We not come here. No. His uncle telling him, come here. You look back the footprint. My footprint comes straight here. Your footprint zigzag all the way and wasted so much time. I can tell you one thing, I want to teach you a lesson. When you do anything, be very focused. Look at the target and achieve it like your uncle. Like your Uncle Chin. Okay. Frank later shared this story. He said, now I can claim to be a pinnacle of my career because he become millionaire, been an architect. This was the best lesson learned of his life. What is the lesson learned? Like my uncle, I also reached the mountain top. But my uncle missed out a lot of things that I get to enjoy. When I zigzag, I actually enjoy so much roses and other things that my uncle had missed out. I was talking to the Medan lady just now. I said when I go to Medan on October 30th, how do I get from Medan to Lake Toba? He said there's a highway go straight, that's one option. But my advice to you is take the country route because you get to smell the roses. Or either go straight and miss out all the roses. Same story. When you are here working in Nurfarm, don't just focus just to deliver the job. I'm not saying that's not important. That's what you've been paid. But along the journey, making friends, I actually see that value in your company. I see that there's a lot of cross interaction among your. Not many companies does it, you know. They are so focused every day, it's so stressful. So make friends. Lerang trip is good. That is where you have time to look back and interact. Miss Chiu, sorry you're not joining the trip. Let me smell the roses with you. Sorry, your husband will complain. Okay. So, you get the message? Don't be over-focused. I mean, I'm not saying, like the teacher teach you in the class. Focus, focus, focus. Focus on what? I also reach the mountaintop eventually. All right? With that, I'm going to conclude. I say Prem, you say a few words before we conclude. And we get PMG also. Say a few words.
What did you know?
Okay, cut.
People already standing